So how did it all come to an end in wrestling, man? I don't even know. Like the TNA deal, did you just retire? Then you come back a couple different times for brief.
So this is
brief
why you
deals?
can't trust Wikipedia, because any jabroni can go on there and write whatever they want, and you really can't stop them from doing it. That's why teachers will never allow a student to use Wikipedia as a sourced piece of information.
Do you remember the name Dre Blitz by chance?
Who?
Dre Blitz.
No. Maybe.
Okay, so on Wikipedia, it said Rip Rogers trained like John Cena, Batista, Randy Orton, and Dre Blitz.
Yeah,
was awesome. It was
so that's what I mean. You can't trust it. But so when I stopped wrestling, was me and my wife were trying to have a kid for like 12 years, dude, and we were told we had no shot of hell ever having kids, right?
I followed that story a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we went through 7 bouts of IVF with ICSI. That's like 20 grand a pop, keep in mind. None of them worked. And finally, by the grace of God, she got pregnant naturally. And I was just blown away by it. And then finally, we didn't want to tell nobody because we didn't want to curse ourselves because we had so many other miscarriages and stuff, right? Yeah. So long story short, it's 2014. My wife is pregnant, and holding Jackson my son Jackson, that's his name, when he was first born, holding him in the delivery room. Like, I was going back to WWE at this point. I was going to be re-debuting in the Royal Rumble back in 2014. I was only just a few weeks away. I had new gear, new everything. I was going to be able to be the blueprint there. It was going to be awesome, right? But I had just left TNA, and I was about to go there, back to WWE. I was going to be a surprise entrant in the Rumble. And I'm holding my kid for the first time on January 7th. Literally, I want to say 2 weeks before I was supposed to be doing all this. And I don't know how to explain it to you, man, but this switch goes off in my head that I don't want to be taken away. I don't want to be away from him a single night, honest to God, because it took us so much to have him, right? And it really ended up being the right decision, because he ended up being diagnosed just 2.5 years later as being extremely nonverbal autistic. And there's no way, had I been on the road wrestling and things like that, just to turn that over to my wife to take care of and handle, that wouldn't have been cool. And I begged God for this kid for 12 straight years. Now here he is in my hands, and I'm going to go away on. No, I've been smart with my money. At that point, I've been wrestling for 12 years. That's enough. And so called WWE, told them what's going on. They were happy for me. I actually called TNA as well, because they thought I was going back to WWE. Right. And I told them, I'm retiring. If you guys ever need anything in the future, let me know. I'll do maybe a couple of one-offs here and there, but way down the road. So years later, I did do a couple of one-offs with TNA, so my son could actually physically watch me wrestle in person, right? Just to see how he would respond to it. Like I said, he's nonverbal autistic, so you don't always know how he's taking things in, how he's receiving things. So, but it was cool. He had a smile on his face from ear to ear, so that was cool. Had to put his headphones on him when I brought him backstage because it was super loud, right? But other than that, it was a cool experience. But,
had you shown him like pictures or videos or anything before that?
Yes. Definitely a lot of YouTube videos, and just to try to see. He doesn't really sell it at all, if I'm being honest. I really think he gets it. He doesn't get like the action figure stuff. I don't think he really gets it. He plays with it sometimes, but I don't necessarily think he's made the connection.
Well, good for you, man. That's a hell of a story, man.
Yeah, blessed. Again, we're supposed to have kids. We're supposed to have kids, Yeah. So just felt like, not to get all biblical on everybody, I always felt like the Lord made us wait that long so I could be financially and also mature wise, be ready. Because if I had to have that boy 12 years earlier, I don't know if my wife and I would have been ready to have to handle and be able to do the things for him that we have to do for him every single day. Every day he goes to a speech therapist or occupational therapist, sensory integration therapist, feeding therapist. That's every day before we take him to his special school,
Got it. Yeah. Wow.
I'm just blown away by what a good guy you are, Matt.
Yeah, man.
Very good.
Kudos. Not a lot of people. I shouldn't say not a lot of people do that. It'd be a tough call, I think, probably for anybody. But man. It's awesome.
And if I'm being honest with myself, though, guys, let's say this was my second year in the business, and I'm with WWE at the time. I'm in OVW, let's say. I don't know if I would be able to make that call.
Right.
I have to go make that money. So I don't want to
Yeah.
put down any of the other guys that have to go on the road and wrestle for a living to make money for their family. I don't mean to put it that way, and I hope it doesn't come across that way. But everybody's in a different scenario. You know, my
Yeah.
biggest dream was to be a dad. That's the truth.